Hello guys, greetings to everyone. We are going to continue with the correction of the exercises. Question 1 says write the following numbers in Egyptian numerals. We are going to take down solution. Question 1 A. We have the number 24,607. We have to write down this number in Egyptian numerals. This will be equal to, the place value, the value of 2 here is 20,000 plus the value of 4 here is 4,000 plus the value of 600 plus, we are going to ignore 0, move now to 7 plus 7. This can be written down as 2 times 10,000. 2 times 10,000 gives us 20,000 plus 4 times 1,000 plus 6 times 100 plus 7 times 1. 7 times 1 gives us 7. This will simply be equal to, the Egyptians represented 10,000 by using a bent finger. So 20,000 will be represented by using 2 bent fingers. So you're going to write down 2 bent fingers. Next, we are going to write down 4,000 by using 4 lotus flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have to represent 600. So we are going to write down 6 spirals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, we have to represent the number 7. We are going to use 7 straight fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lastly 7. We underline our answer. Next, we move to question B. We have the number 935,135. This will be equal to 900,000 as value of 9 plus 30,000 plus 5,000 plus 100 plus 30 plus 5. This is simply equal to 9 times 100,000 plus 3 times 10,000 plus 5 times 1,000 plus 1 times 100. 1 times 400 remains 400 plus 3 times 10 plus 5 times 1. The 9 here simply means we are going to write down 9 symbols of 100,000. So we have to write down 9 tadpoles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 3 here simply means we have to write down 3 symbols of 10,000. 3 bent fingers. 1, 2, 3. 5 here simply means we have to write down 5 symbols of 1,000. So 5 sunflowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 here simply means we have to write down one symbol for 100, so 1 spiral. Then 3 here simply means we have to write down 3 symbols for 10. 3 hell bones. And 5 here simply means we have to write down 5 symbols for 1. So 5 straight fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We underline our answer. This is the answer. You can see the solution. Next, we go to question C. Question C. We have the number 6,428,364. So we need to write in expanded form plus 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 4. This will give us 6 times 1,000,000 plus 4 times 100,000 plus 2 times 10,000 plus 8 times 1,000 plus 3 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 4 times 1. We are going to write down 6 symbols for 1,000,000. We are going to write down 6 astonished men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lastly 6. Next, we need to write down 4 symbols for 100,000. So we need to write down 4 tadpoles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we need to write down 2 symbols for 10,000. So 2 bent fingers. 1, 2. Next, we need to write down 8 symbols for 1,000. So 8 lotus flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and lastly 8. Then next, we have to write down 3 symbols of 100. So 3 spirals. 1, 2, 3. Next, 6 symbols of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And lastly, 4 straight fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the number 6,428,364. Next, let's go to D, the last question under question 1. We have the number 24,520,000. You can write this as 20. The value of this 2 is 20 million. The value of 4 is 4 million. Plus the value of 5 is 500. Plus the value of 2 is 200. It's 20. So this will give us 2 times 10 million. Plus 4 times 1 million. Plus 5 times 100. Plus 2 times 10. So this will give us, we are going to write down 2 symbols of 10 million. Remember, the Egyptians represented 10 million by using the sun. We are going to write down 2 suns. 1, 2. Next, we are going to write down 4 symbols of 1 million. So 4 astonishment. 4 astonishment. Then next, we move now to 500. We are going to write down 5 sparrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, we are going to write down 2 hell bones for 21, 2. This is the solution. Next, we move now to question 2, which says, what numbers are represented by the following Egyptian numerals? Question A, we have 3 spirals, 2 hell bones, and 2 straight fingers. This will simply be equal to 1, 2, 3. We have 3 spirals, so I'll write down 3. Then I'll open my brackets for multiplication. 3 times, we know a spiral represents 100. Plus, going out to the next symbol, plus 1, 2. We have 2 hell bones. We know a hell bone represents the number 10. Plus 1, 2. We know a straight finger represents the number 1. Next, we simplify things. 3 times 100 will give us 300. 3 times 1 remains 3. Then you attach 2 zeros to it. Plus 2 times 1, 2. We attach this 0. Gives us 20. 2 times 10 is 20. Plus 2 times 1 gives us 2. So if we add 300 plus 20 gives us 320. Plus 2, 322. So this is our answer. Then B, we have 2 astonishment. two astonishment, a tadpole, three bent fingers, four lotus flowers. This will simply be equal to, start from the first numerals. Numeral, we have 1, 2, we have 2 astonishment, so 2 times, we know an astonishment represents the number 1 million, so 2 times 1 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 1, we have just 1 tadpole, we know a tadpole represents 100,000, plus we have 3 bent fingers, we know a bent finger represents 10,000, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, we know we know a lotus flower represents 1,000. Next we have to simplify. 2 times 1 million will give us 2 million, plus 1 times 100,000 will give us 100,000, plus 3 times 10,000 will give us 30,000, plus 4 times 1,000 will give us 4,000. So next we have to add 2 million plus 100,000 will give us 2,100,000. 2,100,000 plus 30 will give us 2,130,000. 2,130,000 plus 4,000 will give us 2,134,000. So 2,134,000. This is the answer. We move now to the last question. The last question. See, we have 2 ones. Yes. 4 spirals, 3 ends. So this will simply be equal to, they have 1, 2 suns. So I'll write down 2. We know a sun represents the number 10 million. I'll write down 10 million. Plus, we know a spiral represents the number 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 spirals. So plus 4 times 100. Then plus, we know the hell bone represents the number 10. So we have 3 hell bones, 1, 2, 3, plus 3 times 10. This will give us 20 million plus 400 plus 30. Our final answer will simply just be, we perform the addition, it will simply give us 20,430. 20,430. So this will be the answer. So we are done with the exercises. We can now move to the third numeral system, which is the Roman numerals. Click 3. Roman numerals. So when we talk of Roman numerals, we are simply referring to the numeral system that was used and is still used by the Romans. This system is still in usage. Like you can see the numberings here. This is an application of Roman numerals. This is a Roman numeral indicating the number 3. So let me give a brief explanation of the Roman numerals. When we talk of the Roman numerals, it was invented in about 300 BC before Christ by the Romans, and it is still in use till today. For example, you can see me, the numberings I made here. I made good use of them. The Roman numeral is built up. The Roman numeral system is built up in grouping of fives and tens. I think I should write this down. It is very important. The Roman numeral system is built up, built up. This is L, built up in grouping of fives and tens. I'll use my red pen to underline fives and tens. So that means in the Roman numeral system, the symbols they use are based on grouping of fives and tens. For example, we know each of our hands has 5 fingers. My left hand has 5 fingers. My right hand has 5 fingers. If I join the two hands, in total I have 10 fingers. Let's write this down. Possibly, it's possibly it possibly, not it is, it possibly resulted from the using of fingers in counting. So the Roman numerals possibly resulted from the using of fingers to count. Next, the table below display display all the symbols used in the Roman numeral. Table below display all the symbols used in the Roman numeral system. And the number each symbol represents. represents the number each symbol represents. So let's draw the table. For the first row, we have the symbol the Romans used. In the second row, we have the number 8, number 8 represents. Number 8 represents. For the first column, the Romans made use of symbol I, capital I, to represent the number 1. Next, they made use of the symbol 2 I's to represent the number 2. They made use of the symbol 3 I's to represent the number 3. Next, they made use of the symbol V to represent the number 5. Next, they made use of the symbol X to represent the number 10. They made use of the symbol L to represent the number 50. Next, they made use of the symbol C to represent the number 100. Next, they made use of the symbol G to represent the number 500. Next, they made use of the symbol M, capital M, to represent the number 1000. And lastly, they made use of the symbol M with a funny cap above it as such to represent the number 5000. So these are the major symbols of the Roman numeral system. Next, the Romans represented other numbers by making use of the above symbols. You will notice that the Romans, they never had a symbol for 0, and they never had a symbol for numbers greater than or equal to 10,000. So those are some of the limitations of the Roman numeral system. Next, with the Roman numeral system, order is taken into consideration when writing down the symbols of any number. You must take into consideration the order in which the symbols appear. It is not like in the case with Egyptian numerals where the order does not matter. So you must take note with Roman numerals, the order matters. So let's write it down. Let's take a hyphen with the Roman numerals. Order is taken into account when writing and writing them. The next hyphen, order the numbers are represented in Roman numerals by making use of the above symbols. Making use of the above symbols as seen below. So we are going to see how to represent other numbers using these above symbols. For example, how to represent the number 4, the number 6, number 7, number 9, 13, and so on. Let's go by the margin. We take small a for the first way of representing numbers when the symbol of a smaller there's something here beneath this table. The symbol, when I arrange this my paper, and the symbol of a smaller number is placed to the right of the symbol of the larger number the resulting number is obtained by adding the two numbers. The resulting number is obtained by adding the two numbers. For example, we have vi. Looking at these two symbols, we know v represents a larger number 5, I represents a smaller number 1. The smaller symbol is to the right hand side of bigger symbol. In this case, for us to get the resulting number, this will simply be equal to, we are going to add the number represented by the bigger number 5 plus the number represented by the smaller number 5 plus 1, which gives us 6. Next, we take this x, I, this will simply give us, we know x represents the number 10, I represents the number 2. 2 is to the right of 10. So getting the resulting number, the number represented by xii, we are simply going to take 10 plus 2, which gives us 12. Next, we have lxi. This will simply be equal to, looking at the symbols here, we know L represents the number 50, X represents the number 10, I represents the number 1. So getting the resulting number, we are simply going to take 50 plus 10 plus 1, which gives us 50 plus 10, 60 plus 1, 61. This is the result. Next, let's look at, next we are representing numbers using the above symbols. So we take B when the symbol of a smaller number is placed to the left of the symbol of a larger number, the resulting number, that means the number it represents, is obtained, the resulting number is obtained by subtracting the smaller number from the larger number. Next, let's take some examples on this. For example, IV. We know I represents 1, V represents 5. 1, the symbol for 1 is to the left of 5. The resulting number will simply be 5 minus 1, which is 4. Next, take IX is simply equal to, here I represents 1, X represents 10. 1 is to the left of 10. So the resulting number will simply be 10 minus 1, which is equal to 9. Next, we have XC. You know X represents the number 10. C represents the number 100. The resulting number in this case will simply be 100 minus 10, which is equal to 90. So those are the examples we have for this case. Next, we are to note the following. Note the following. Yes, so important. Note the following. Make use of letter E, small e. Symbols, all symbols except V, L, D, and M, the cap for 500. Let me underline them. Can all symbols except these ones can be repeated, but not more than 3 times. That means we can repeat all the other symbols. We can repeat I, we can repeat V, we can repeat we can repeat I, we can repeat X, we can repeat C, and we can repeat M, but not more than 3 times. That's why we have the number 2 as 2I, we have the number 3 as 3I, but the number 4 cannot be represented as 4I because we cannot repeat a symbol more than 3 times for the symbols that can be repeated. For example, we take I is the same as 1 plus 1, which is 2. Take I, 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. Next, X gives us 10 plus 10, which is 20. X gives us 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is 30. Next, C gives us 100 plus 100, which is 200. And lastly, if we take M gives us 1000 plus 1000 plus 1000, which is 3000. So you will see that the symbols for numbers which begin with the digit 5 cannot be repeated. 5 cannot be repeated. 50 cannot be repeated. 500 cannot be repeated, and 5000 cannot be repeated. Take note of that. Then we go now to B, to the left of a larger numeral a smaller numeral can only be written once, means only one time, once in bracket, not repeated. Take note of this, can be written only once. written can only be written once. So underline this, is very important. If we take for example I x, you see I is written only once to the left of x. This number gives us 10 minus 1, which is 9. Next, x is written only once to the left of c. The resulting number will be 100 minus 10, which is 90. Then the next we have cm is equal to 1000 minus 100. C is written only once, one time to the left of n, so this will give us 900. But let's do this. Look at this. But x c is not equal to, you cannot say x c is equal to the number 100 minus 20, which gives 80. Is not equal to the number 80. Rather, we represent the number 80 by using 80. We can represent 80 by using 80. So 80 is equal to 50 plus 30, which is simply equal to 50. Represented 50 by using an L. 30 represented using 3x. This is the number 80. Next, let's take examples on this. On the line using my red pen. I also write example using a red pen. Let me just underline it using a red pen. Example. Question 1 says, write down the following numbers in Roman numerals. We have the first one, we have the number 19. The second, we have the number 45. The third, we have the number 1640. Then question 2 says, what numbers are represented by the following Roman numerals. Here we have L, V, I, B, D, C, C, X, L, I, X, C, X, C, I, X. So we have to answer these questions. Next, we take down solution. Question 1. E. We are to represent the number 19 in Roman numerals. We know the number 19 can be written down as 19 is equal to 10 plus 9. The Romans represented the number 10 by using an X. They represented the number 9 by using an I to the left of an X. So reading this gives us the number 19 in Roman numerals. Let's underline our answer. So you take note. I know some of you will be having thoughts like reading this number, we can say 10 plus 1, 11 plus 10 again, 21. Wrong. Is wrong. If we were to represent the number 21, then the two x will be placed together, followed by an I. Since we have an I in between the two x, you read the first x on its own, which is 10. Then you read these two together. That means we are subtracting 1 from 10. So you should not think of it that way. Next, question B, we have to represent the number 45. So now this is equal to 40 plus 5. 40. The Romans represented the number 40 by subtracting 10 from 50. We know if we subtract 10 from 50, it gives us 40. So that means we are simply going to write an X to the left of L. This is 40, followed by a V for 5. This is number 45. Next, we are to represent the number. Let's see, we have the number 1640. You can write this down as 1000 plus 600 plus 40. The Romans represented 1000 by using symbol M, capital M. 600 represented 600 by using, we know for 600, if we take 500 plus 100, it gives us 600. So we are going to write down a D for 500 and a C for 100. Next, we have to represent 40. We know for us to get 40, we must subtract 10 from 50. So to the left of L, we are going to write down an X. This XL. This is the result. Next, we go to question 2. Question 2 says, what numbers are represented by the following Roman numerals? The first one, E, we have L, X, D, I. So this will be equal to, we know L is a larger symbol to X is a larger symbol to V is a larger symbol to I. So in this case, we are simply adding everything. So this will be equal to L represents the number 50 plus X represents the number 10 plus V represents the number 5 plus I represents the number 2. We add 5 plus 10 gives us 60. 60 plus 5 gives us 65. 65 plus 2 gives us 67. That's the result. Next, this is for A. B. We have the number D, C, 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 X, L, I, X. This is simply equal to D here represents the number 500 plus we have 3 C's. You know a C represents 100, so 3 C's will represent 300 plus here we have an X to the left of L. That means we have to subtract 10 from 50, which gives us 40 plus next we have ix. We have an I to the left of x. That means we have to subtract 1 from 10, which gives us 9. Proceed by summing them. 500 plus 300 gives us 800. 800 plus 40 gives us 840. 840 plus 9 gives us 849. This is the result. We underline the answer. Lastly, we go now to C. For C, we have X, C, I, X. This is simply equal to X is to the left of C. So that means we are subtracting 10 from 100. So if you subtract 10 from 100, it gives us 90. 90 plus have I to the left of X. That means we are subtracting 1 from 10, which gives us 9. If we add, it gives us 99. That's the number 99. I hope the explanations are clear to everyone and the solutions are well understood. I will proceed by giving the exercises for application on this. Exercises for application. Exercises for application. Ensure you answer the exercises. It's very important. You will learn so much from answering them. So one says change the following numbers to Roman numerals. First one, A, we have the number 38. B, we have the number 1999. C, we have the number 2024. Then question 2, what numbers are represented by the following Roman numerals? I have question A, M, G, C, L, I, B, L, X, V, I, C, We have M with a cap, M, D, V, I, I, I. These are the questions we have. Make sure you answer the questions. Then, in our next video, which we are going to treat operations on Egyptian and Roman numerals, we are going to start by answering these questions. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to this channel, and ask a good number of questions to me. A good number of questions. Thank you very much.